So I'm going to go real quickly into explaining what I do with the setup for my iris lace, and this is actually a very beginning of the project. So let's say I do have about half of my elements or motifs, maybe a little more than a half at this time. And I'm starting with the back. I'm using my own pattern that I'm using for my sewing, and it's basically a princess cut. I like it because I can connect it, and it's two pieces, the back side, and the back center of the princess cut pattern. I cut out the pieces from a very thick fabric, and as you can see, I connected them together where there are straight edges, and left where it doesn't connect on the flat. I left it open. I don't need it right now. I will connect it later, but it's worth mentioning here. Let's say this is a good indication of what I'm talking about. Let's say I assume that this edge will connect with this edge. Therefore, this piece I put right straight at the edge of the fabric, because I know if I move it and connect to this edge, there is an empty space here. So it will be kind of close or nearby the empty portion and will look nice. So pretty similar situation here. There is a piece here right at the edge. So I stick this piece a little off the edge because I know that those two edges eventually will connect. So I basically would like to connect all of them with netting all the way to the waist, then disassemble the garment from the board and disconnect the pieces of fabric that are my pattern also, because I will need to connect these together now, which will create an opening right here. But at that point, it will not really matter at all because my garment is already connected, and it will create a little the effect, like in the front, it will be enough to create the space for your chest, for your breast. And in my situation, I have a kind of rounded back, so I don't want the piece at the back to be shorter. And by doing this line in the pattern, the back is going to look nice and everything is going to make sense when it's done. So that's basically it. I'm trying to leave some spaces for the netting, because this time I'm careful not to make my garment very heavy. And the netting is created by a very thin yarn. It's size 10, mercerized cotton. I have a huge piece right here. That will be plenty. And Oops, everything is falling down. So that's a basic idea on how to connect everything together. You want to make sure that you like the pattern, you like how pieces sticking together into a nice picture. I am questioning right now this piece because I prefer larger pieces to go to the bottom of the garment, but because on this side I have a smaller, more delicate motif, I decided maybe this one will look nice. I will have to debate with myself a little on that, but I do prefer larger pieces, just like this one, to go at the bottom. And then I have the pieces that are very nicely connecting at the edges. This one goes straight to the edge, and like I mentioned before, then the connecting piece of pattern will have to have a little space there because we don't want them be one against another. The same thing here and here. Same thing pretty much here. And that's how it looks right now. Of course, you can always create one cell of netting if you made a mistake and have an extra a big piece at the edge, and when you're connecting another side of the pattern is another piece right against that one, you still can make it a little gap. I guess it's all very, very flexible. The work is pleasant. You cannot go wrong. It's very forgiving. Don't be scared. It's all good. And if you have any questions, please put it in the comments. Thank you very much.